What is up, MotoHype Nation? You are watching MotoHype AI, the channel where we don't just talk about motorcycles, we live them, we breathe them, and today, we absolutely lose our minds over them. I'm talking about a concept so bold, so refined, so brutally capable that I genuinely had to drink 2 cups of coffee before I could calm down enough to write this script. Grab your helmet, grab your coffee, let's go. Okay, I need you to picture this. She is right here in front of me, and I am telling you, the photos do not do this thing justice. Not even close. Suzuki's designers clearly threw out the rulebook on this one. Gone is the friendly, approachable V-Strom face we've known for 2 decades. What's replaced? It is aggressive. We're talking a twin-barrel LED headlight cluster that looks like it's staring you down, narrow, sharp, and mean, flanked by LED daytime running lights that cut through the dark like a laser scalpel. The fairing is sculpted with these deep, muscular creases, aerodynamic channels that actually work, channeling airflow around your legs at 80 miles an hour on the interstate. It doesn't look like it was designed in a wind tunnel. It looks like it was born in one. And the paint, oh, the paint. Suzuki is offering this Grand Tourer in 3 premium colorways. Midnight Obsidian Black with gold pinstriping, Glacier Titanium White with brushed chrome accents, and my personal favorite, Volcanic Ember Red, a deep, shifting metallic that changes tone in sunlight like the bike itself is alive. The bodywork flows into a semi-integrated hard luggage system. Factory-fitted, flush-mounted panniers that don't look like an afterthought bolted onto the sides. They look like they grew there. This is industrial design at its absolute finest, gentlemen. Now, let's talk about the beating heart of this beast, because this is where Suzuki has thrown down the gauntlet so hard, it cracked the floor. The 2026 V-Strom 1050 Grand Tourer is powered by a brand-new, liquid-cooled, DOHC 1084 cubic centimeters V-twin engine, completely re-engineered from the ground up. We are looking at a claimed 127 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and, hold on to your seats, 81 lb-ft of torque, much of it arriving low in the rev range. We're talking usable, real-world, plant your kidneys in the seat torque, starting from just 3,000 revolutions per minute. Top speed? Suzuki's engineers are whispering 148 miles per hour on a fully loaded Grand Tourer. Let that sink in. But here's what the spec sheet can never tell you, what it feels like. You roll onto an on-ramp, you crack the throttle open from 60 miles per hour in 3rd gear, and it's not like a switch flipping. It's like a freight train that was always running, and someone just removed the brakes. The torque doesn't hit you, it pulls you. Like a firm, insistent hand gripping the back of your jacket and dragging you toward the horizon. It's smooth, it's linear, it's relentless. Suzuki has fitted this engine with a new bidirectional quick shifter as standard. No clutch, up or down, clean as a surgeon's cut. 3 ride modes, Tour, Sport, and Storm. Each completely remapping throttle response, engine braking, and power delivery. In Sport mode, this thing wakes up. In Storm mode? Gentlemen, Storm mode is a conversation between you, the machine, and God. Now listen, horsepower numbers look great on paper. But we're not 25 years old anymore, are we? We've got long miles to cover. We've got 2-lane highways through Montana, canyon roads in Arizona, maybe a fire trail in Colorado that we had absolutely no business turning onto. This bike needs to handle all of it, and brothers, it does. Up front, Suzuki has fitted fully adjustable 43mm inverted KYB forks with 6.7 inches of travel. These aren't the mushy, vague units you might remember from older tours. These are firm, communicative, and confidence-inspiring. You feel the road, but it never punishes you for it. There's a difference between feeling connected and feeling beaten up. This suspension understands that difference perfectly. Out back, a fully adjustable remote reservoir monoshock with electronic preload adjustment. You're riding 2-up with your wife and 40 pounds of luggage through Tennessee? Hit a button on the handlebar menu. The bike recalibrates its rear geometry in under 3 seconds. That is not a gimmick. That is engineering respect for the rider. The riding position is where Suzuki has really listened to the 45-plus crowd. The handlebar is wide, slightly pulled back, a relaxed, upright command position that keeps your back neutral on 400-mile days. The seat height is a manageable 32.5 inches, with a low option dropping it to 31.2 inches, and that seat itself is a 3-layer memory foam and gel composite. After 6 hours on the road, you will feel it. You just won't feel it in a bad way. Weight distribution is almost eerily balanced. a 50/49 front-to-rear split, with a total wet weight of 493 pounds. For what this bike carries, that is genuinely impressive. At parking lot speeds, it feels lighter than the numbers suggest. At highway speeds, it feels planted like it's on rails. That low center of gravity, combined with a 1,535mm wheelbase, means stability on sweeping American interstates that borders on supernatural. All right, let's talk tech, because this is where the 2026 Grand Tour doesn't just compete with the BMW R1300 GS. It looks the BMW dead in the eye and says, cute features. Watch this. Center stage is a 7-inch fully adaptive TFT touchscreen, sunlight readable, glove-friendly, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto built in as standard. Not optional. Not a $600 dealer add-on. Standard. Navigation, music, calls, all managed through a clean, intuitive interface that takes about 10 minutes to master. But the technology story goes much deeper. Suzuki has partnered with Bosch to develop what they're calling S-ARAS, Suzuki Advanced Rider Assistance System. This is a full radar suite, front and rear, enabling adaptive radar cruise control that maintains your gap to traffic automatically, down to a full stop in heavy highway situations. Blind spot detection with handlebar-mounted warning lights. Collision warning with gentle haptic feedback through the handlebars. Not a scream, not a panic, just a firm, respectful nudge that says, hey, eyes forward. On the electronic side, the S-ARAS brain feeds into a 6-axis IMU controlling cornering ABS, cornering traction control with AI-assisted predictive mapping, engine braking control, wheelie mitigation, and hill hold assist. The AI traction system doesn't just react to wheel spin. It learns your riding style over approximately 40 miles and begins anticipating your inputs. Aggressive rider? It opens up. Smooth tour? It backs off and wraps you in a safety net you can barely feel. USB-C charging port, 12V outlet, heated grips, and seat, all standard. A tire pressure monitoring system with real-time display. And Suzuki's new My Suzuki Connect app integration, giving you service reminders, trip logging, and remote diagnostics straight to your phone. Gentlemen, this isn't a motorcycle with technology bolted onto it. This is a technology platform that also happens to be one of the greatest motorcycles ever conceived. So, the million-dollar question, or rather, the approximately $22,000 question. Based on everything Suzuki has packed into this Grand Tourer concept, we are projecting a starting MSRP of $21,999 for the base trim, and a fully loaded Grand Tourer SE variant, with the radar suite, premium paint, and electronic suspension, landing at approximately $24,499. Is that expensive? Compared to a base V-Strom, yes. Compared to a BMW R1300 GS Adventure that'll run you $24,000 before you've added a single accessory? Suddenly, Suzuki looks like the bargain of the century. Here is my verdict, plain and simple. If this concept becomes production reality, and everything we're hearing from Hamamatsu suggests it will, the 2026 Suzuki V-Strom 1050 Grand Tour doesn't just re-enter the adventure touring conversation. It takes over the conversation. Suzuki was never gone. They were just reloading. But I want to hear from you, the MotoHype Nation. Here's the question I'm leaving you with tonight, and I want you to fight it out in the comments below. Back-end index pointing down, is the 2026 Suzuki V-Strom 1050 Grand Tour the final nail in the BMW GS coffin? Or is Suzuki still playing catch-up to Munich? Drop your answer. Tag a riding buddy. Let's get this war started. If this video fired you up, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell, because MotoHype AI drops fire every single week. We'll see you in the next one. Ride safe, ride hard, and never, ever settle for boring. All specifications, features, pricing, and technology described in this video relate to a concept interpretation created for entertainment and educational purposes by MotoHype AI. These are not official Suzuki specifications. No confirmation of production has been made by Suzuki Motor Corporation. Actual production models, if announced, may differ significantly. This video is not affiliated with or endorsed by Suzuki Motor Corporation.